Yo, I am so excited to tell you that I am back on the road, baby, and I may be coming to a town near you. February 23rd through the 24th, I will be at the Port Comedy Club in Baltimore, Maryland. March 14th through the 16th, I'm going to be in Columbus, Ohio at a secret location. April 7th, I will be doing a one-nighter at Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia, PA. Then May 24th through the 26th, I will be at the Vail Comedy Festival in Vail, Colorado. Stay tuned for more dates, baby. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Public Property. I am your gracious host, Monroe Martin, and today I got Gio Perez. He is one half of the On the Gate podcast, and we here to fucking talk shit and just have a good time. What up, Gio?
Shit, man. I like that you sipping tea out of a wonton soup container.
Yeah.
Big ass cup.
Yo, but these are cups.
Yeah,
where I'm from, even where you from.
Yeah, bro.
This is a cup.
We keep all the Tupperware. If we order like China, like last night we got ramen.
Ramen.
We got ramen because my daughter wanted some, so I ended up getting some for my siblings. And I ended up washing all the Tupperware because I'm like, this is what I be carrying food with. I put some food in this shit afterwards.
It's the best shit.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably bad for you, right? I've been learning
that plastic?
Yeah, like if certain plastics have like little things on them and numbers, it'll tell you like how recyclable they are and how much chemicals they release when you heat it. And I know this big ass thing got plenty of chemicals in it. Yeah, I'm gonna die.
We're like 75% water and probably like 2% plastic.
Yeah,
with all the bottled waters. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like it's in your fridge, but when these move, sometimes these be in some hot ass trucks and these trailers that be sitting out all day.
Not those, but I keep waters in my trunk, and like when I drink them up, it tastes weird, but I need to survive. Yeah. I think we're way more than 2% plastic now. I think we're probably like 5% plastic.
Probably.
Yo, because I used to chew tops and shit.
6% Wi-Fi rays.
Yeah, fucking radiation.
Yeah, that shit is like altering our DNA, I bet. We just don't even know it on the low key. Like we're just going to start creating an advanced species where they could get used to radiation. And it's almost like cockroaches, like human cockroaches. Where
I like that. Where
they could just survive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody else dies off from the 5G or the 6, 7G, whatever they have in the future. Then a new race of people is gonna survive because they either had that gene from like years of us getting it and then reproducing and passing it on, and then they just become the superior beings.
Do you think they're gonna be baddies? Or do you think it's
they're going to be ugly as fuck.
They're going to be ugly and hunched over?
They're going to have little eyes. They're going to have little mole eyes.
Screens and shit for so long.
Yeah.
Like a humpbacks and shit. Everybody going to look like they're going to look like Quasimodo.
Like, what do you think if we got put in like this matrix, right, where it's all in our brain, we're going to be weak as fuck. We're going to have little, like no muscles.
Yeah.
Probably no hair because we're not getting no sunlight. We're all going to be pale eventually.
Man, well, I think we still may have the muscle thing. They're trying to incorporate workout shit into like VR and all that.
Those like
augmented
electric
reality.
pulses, you're just getting shocked, and that's your workout.
Yeah,
like when you walk in the Matrix, you feel it, like it's shocking you. Cause like in a dream, right? You'll feel shit in a dream, but your body, you're not. It's not actually happening to your body, but it's like it's telling your brain because you felt that pain before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you hear that I think it was like a bit or some shit. It's like, yo, what do blind people dream about?
Yeah.
If they never saw their whole life. And I was like, yo, that's a good fucking question.
Yeah.
Like Helen Keller's dreams. What was she dreaming about?
I don't know. You think they have wet dreams? And if they are wet, do you think it's
just the blind person is just sounds?
Yeah,
is it like the blind person like remembering their parents fucking and shit? That's all they have because they can't even figure out porn.
Yeah,
because if they have porn, I've seen this. They have hearing impaired where it's the porn, so you hear the audio, and there's a narrator describing what's happening in the video.
That's the complete opposite of the porn that we watch because we watch it with the sound off.
With the sound off, and we need the visual.
Yeah, just it. We don't need the slurps, nothing. Just
how do like blind people get horny? Like what around? It's probably just touch and sound.
Yeah. No, remember what whatchamacallit used to do? Ray Charles used to grab the wrist and fill up the wrist and shit.
But I think he was born with vision and then he lost it. So he kind of has an idea what shit looks like. I'm talking about somebody that was born blind.
He was born with vision, but he lost it as a kid, so he didn't get to see how big titties were.
Yeah, he did. He saw big titties. He sucked on a titty.
Like 4.
But he sucked on a titty. He remembered because he would have to dream of his brother. So I'm pretty sure he remembered titties. You think the only thing he remembered was his brother
titties?
dying?
That got to be the worst.
Or the neighbor's titties. Or the wet nurse. They could have been a wet nurse.
Well, he also grew up in like the slave times. I'm only going based
so they
off
had
the
wet
movie
nurses. They probably had wet nurses.
But they weren't like dope titties. So you think about that.
But there were still titties.
Hold on. Hey, Google. What age did Ray Charles go blind? Because he had scarlet fever or some shit. 7 years old.
You telling me at 7 you touching yourself at 7?
You touching yourself at 7?
Probably like 8. But at 7 you realizing like, oh wow, this girl's pretty, or oh look at that. Like you start feeling stuff like that. At 7 I remember. Oh, that's 7th is like 2nd grade. I think I had like a little fake girlfriend when I was in 2nd grade.
All right, I stand corrected. Then I think you're right.
All we would do is hold hands.
Substantial amount of
titties. He saw a lot of titties.
All right, what about Ray Charles? I mean Stevie Wonder then.
Stevie Wonder.
Was he born blind?
Is he really blind? That's the real question.
I've heard stories about him.
Might be lying.
Yeah. Did you see the We Are the World thing?
Nah, what was that? What happened with that?
It's a We Are the World documentary, and they talk about the making of the song, and then they say how Stevie Wonder was like very, like he's like a big instrumental part in this thing, and like he led Ray Charles to the bathroom. Like he took Ray Charles to the bathroom, and it was like, "Yo, this is like the blind leading the blind." But I'm like, "Nah, that nigga see."
Yeah, he might be like where it's just a little blind, and then but he was just like, "Yo, I could milk this whole Ray Charles thing," because he knows like, "Oh, a blind guy."
Wait, who came out first, Ray Charles or
Ray Charles came out first? Yeah, hell yeah. Ray Charles was probably in like the 50s or 60s before that, right?
I think so. Don't get me to do math and shit.
I can't tell. I can't remember. Because that movie, when it came out, it was like they had those 1950s cars in it.
Yeah, but I think Hey, Google, when was Ray Charles born? This episode is sponsored by Google, yo.
Charles was born on September 23rd, 1930.
1930.
So he was popping like in his 20s or 30s, so it was like 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
When was Google?
Hey, Google, when was Stevie Wonder born?
You already asked.
Stevie Wonder was born on May 13th, 1950.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
So Ray Charles was born in 1930, and Stevie Wonder was born in 1950.
20 years later.
Yeah.
Hey, Google, when was Ray Charles' first hit?
April 1949. According to Wikipedia, April 1949.
He wasn't even born. Stevie Wonder wasn't even born yet.
And he already got his first hit.
Yeah.
So he probably saw that.
Yeah.
He probably saw that and was like, yo, like cloud chasers now.
Yo,
they'll pretend that they'll lean into something. And he could have just had like, just like astigmatism in one eye or lazy eye. And he was just like, yo, you know what? I'm blind.
No, I think Stevie Wonder's like Daredevil blind. Like, Daredevil?
Oh, you think he got like sonar?
Yeah.
He got that sonar vision?
Yeah. I think that's common. I think there's a couple of people that in this world that like have sonar. There's this little black kid I seen online. Like he does this. And he doesn't need a stick and he can see.
He got the little clicking thing too.
Yeah.
Just like this. There's a few people that could do that.
Imagine him filling up a chick.
But have you ever heard Stevie Wonder clicking?
I never heard Stevie
He's
clicking.
never clicking, man. And then at one time where a camera...
Don't Stevie snap? And maybe the snap does some shit where it creates sound waves.
He's only snapping when he's singing. When he's doing music, and that's when he's sitting down.
Hey, Google, how blind is Stevie Wonder? You know.
You know the truth, Google. Yeah, I know everything, Google. Who you think is going to be the first Skynet, Google or Apple? Apple, right? Because they got everything. Yeah.
They got Apple. I mean, they got everything. They got
phones,
the damn phones,
the TVs,
the computers.
Yeah.
They got damn Apple Vision. I'm pointing there because
you got the Apple Vision.
You said you're not getting it because you're not a drug dealer no more?
Well, no, because I can't afford it. If I had the money, I'll do it.
Yo, On the Gate listeners, subscribe to this motherfucker podcast so he can get the VR, so he can get the Apple Vision.
Yeah, man.
Don't you want to see Gio happy?
GasDigital.com, promo code OTG. If I could get like 5,000 people subscribing, I could probably get the
and then you test it out.
Yeah.
Yo, I think that'll be a good segment. Like you just test out technology and shit.
I just be like, yo, how many Pornhub windows can I have open at one time?
Oh my God, that's sensory overload.
Yeah.
Yo.
You could just sit there and just put a thing all around you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how embarrassing that might be? Like, you ever got caught like beating off?
No.
Never?
Never.
Well, because you was in a group home, so you had to be like
extra
extra
you got
sneaky.
beat off discreetly.
Yeah. So like there was time I got caught like a few times. Like they didn't see nothing, but like I had my pants down on my knees and they walked in the room.
And it was like, wait, you beat off with your pants all the way down to your knees? That's crazy.
No, they was to my knees. What, I'm gonna keep them right under my balls?
You could just sit them right here. Like
Nah,
where you
man, but
standing
that's
up
too
or you sitting
uncomfortable.
down?
Sometimes I put them on my ankles because that's mad uncomfortable to keep your legs closed while you're trying to like. And then like I'm just thinking like somebody walking in and you got your pants down to your ankles and these goofy ass goggles on.
Yeah. And you like this.
Yeah, he just like this. Like, you just see somebody just whacking and the other hands just moving screens like opening up new tabs.
Dude, I'm happy for the kids in the future then. Because this is the shit they get to grow up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we started watching porn, it was VHS. I watched porn from VHS all the way to being able to watch it on your cell phone. And they're going to get to be able to watch it from their cell phone to a fucking VR and like augmented reality.
Yeah, you could be at church with watching videos of like cops shooting people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody around you's going to know.
Yeah.
You could just be sitting over there like, yo, I'm on Instagram right now.
Chilling.
Yeah, and the priest is doing his whatever his speech is. I forget what that's called.
I think it's
I'm
called
a fake
a sermon.
Catholic now.
Wait,
a sermon
it's
is for
called
Protestants, but for Catholics it's something else. I used to know this name. It's not a eulogy.
Because eulogy is when you die.
Yeah, that's when you die. But Catholics have the
Evidence?
No. They're gonna do the word, and then the priest is doing fuck, man.
Hey Google, what does the priest do? Or whatever they say. How should I frame
it? Hey Google. Wait. Hey Google, what does a Catholic priest do during Mass?
On the website study.com, they say the two main parts of a Catholic Mass are preaching and reading from the Bible and the sacrament of the Eucharist. The sacrament is the imparting of divine grace through ritual, and the Eucharist is the blessing of the gifts and the act of communion. The sermon given by the priest.
The Eucharist? What?
The Eucharist is the bread. That's the body of Christ.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Just pray, say your little speech, and let us go home.
You know what I liked about? I hated it as a kid, all that like standing up, sitting down, kneeling.
Yeah.
But that's almost like a time marker when you get older. It's just like, this part's coming up, man. We got like 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Like you just know.
Dude, I used to fall asleep in church all the time.
Oh, my mom used to pinch the shit out of me at church. You don't understand how many little fucking marks I would have, blood clots on my thighs. Because if I start talking, I get that pinch.
Dude.
If I'm standing up when I'm not supposed to, I'm getting pinched. If I'm not paying attention, falling asleep, I'm getting pinched.
Yo, it's like, the word is boring. Just like, why you making me sit through this shit?
Dude, the first time they did the Gregorian chant, it felt demonic.
The Gregorian chant?
Yeah, where they're like,
that sounds
Amen. And then the Lord risen in 5 days, and Amen. And I'm like, yo, this feels like some satanic stuff. And they had, I think it was like during Lent, where they cover all the statues, and then they turn off all the lights, and it's just candle lights. And they're doing that, and you just like, this shit feels very demonic.
Why is Catholic Church so creepy, though?
I mean, because they're like closest to what religion was back then. Like a lot of the stuff they do, dates back to maybe like 1,500 years ago and shit like that. Okay. And then I think like Constantine kind of made that, and he just incorporated pagan stuff, so pagans can start converting over. Like Christmas, there's nothing in the Bible that says Jesus was born on Christmas. That's just a pagan thing for the sun, whatever.
Okay.
And Constantine was just like, hey, we just merged the religions. Like, we put some of their traditions in our religion, so then we can get them to follow our religion. It was like, oh yeah, you could keep, doing your worship of the sun, but it's gonna be the Son of God.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like somebody did this whole like computer programming, and used like descriptions from the Bible of when Jesus was born. Okay, and they were like, it was a blood moon and all this stuff, and then they calculated like, oh, he was probably born around the springtime.
Like, what if Jesus is a Taurus? I feel closer to Jesus if he was like a Taurus. I was born in the springtime, April 23rd.
I wish I knew about that. I just know about like Scorpios, because like people, when I tell people I'm a Scorpio, they want to tell me about myself. And every woman's like, like women hate Scorpios.
Why? What do y'all do?
I don't know, bro.
I don't keep up with that shit for real.
That's all I know is just women hate Scorpios.
Shit.
Very few women will be like, oh, you're a match. They're like,
what about Taurus though? I just get told I'm stubborn. I'm like, but that's not because of my sign. That's just who I am as a person.
But you know what's funny? Like, I've read one of those books, and because my brother had like this big fucking block where it had everything in it, and you read the description, I was like, wow, there's a lot of this shit is spot on. Yeah. But I'm like, let me read Capricorn, and then I was like, a lot of this shit is like me too. So I'm like, how much of this is real?
Yeah, I feel like they just be guessing and moving shit around. Hold on, let these cops go by.
Nah, man, that's a sound effect. That's a soundboard. Yeah. And I just dropped a bomb.
How was your weekend, yo?
It was good, man. I drove up to Roscoe, New York, to do a show.
Roscoe, New York?
Oh, it's up there. It's like Western. It was probably like a 3-hour drive from the city.
Okay.
So it was like 4 hours for me.
I think we were probably in the same area. I was in Stamford, New York, at the Belvedere.
Stanford. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's funny because like Derek, who didn't come because he's fucking lazy. Yeah, he got a bunch of followers on Instagram, and now he's too good to do.
He got podcasts. Followers.
Yeah, they bots. He's up there. Yeah,
they bots.
He's like, yeah, I can't do podcasts no more.
I can't do no podcasts.
I'm too big for this.
Did he go with you?
No. But he was just like, what jail are you by? And I'm like, oh, that's how you map the New York State is by what prison is it close by.
He like, yo, pass by, I tell myself what up.
Yeah, but it was up there. I think it was like Ulster County. I forgot to ask, but it was up there, man.
How long were you up there for?
We did the show and we bounced. We got there probably like an hour and a half early. Okay. We went to the wrong spot. And it looked like in the middle of nowhere, and we were like, "Oh, this shit is kind of spooky." Yeah,
yeah.
And then we found out we was at the wrong place. We were supposed to be at Roscoe's Brewery Company. We was at Roscoe's Beer Company, which is owned by the same people and has almost the same name. And they don't want the
same name.
And then we were like, "Yo, this shit is kind of scary." And they're like, "Nah, we got the wrong location." Now when we go into the right location. We went through this dark road, no street lights, mad foggy. Yeah. All you see is woods. And then we just drive up to this fucking cabin in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And it's pitch black. And we're like, oh, this is a set. I'm like, this just got scary. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I thought the last place was racist. I'm like, this place, I'm like, oh, you're not making it out alive. No, nobody's going to hear you scream for miles.
Dude.
But there was a great show. Met some bad bitch over there. There was a bartender, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Ooh, good for you.
Yeah. She slid in my DMs today.
But you ain't gonna go visit her unless you.
No, she lives in Jersey, but she went up there, I guess, to work or some shit. Work the show. I don't know.
That don't make no sense.
I don't know. She probably be stripping on the side.
Yeah, but even to go that far, like the part of Jersey she's in, is that close to where you are?
Kind of, I think. Was it Morris Plain, New Jersey?
I don't know.
You ever did the Dojo Comedy?
No.
Well, yeah, it's around that club.
Oh, okay.
So that's like about like an hour from here, hour and a half with traffic, maybe.
All right.
About an hour from Well, from the city, probably like an hour.
I mean,
hour and a half from here.
But do you keep up with those chicks? If you meet a chick that's far out, but in a place that you don't frequent that much, do you keep in contact? You just be like, hey, it was nice meeting you. See you.
Bro, if it's more than 20 miles, it's probably the most I'll drive for some pussy. And I've driven far enough.
How long does it take to drive 20 miles?
Like half hour.
That's it?
Oh, yeah, okay. Half hour. Yeah. And I've driven like an hour or hour and a half.
Yeah.
But most times it was like I'm doing comedy there too.
Okay.
And it's just like, all right. Like when I lived in Alabama, I fucked with a few girls from my town, but like I had some like this Puerto Rican bitch in Birmingham, and I would just it's like an hour drive.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'm like, if I don't got comedy, I'm like, I don't feel like driving 50 minutes to get some cheeks. And then have to come back. I got work in the morning.
Phenomenal.
I mean, it was good, but I'm like, I got to work in the morning.
Yeah.
And then she's hitting me up at 10 o'clock. I'm like, so I'm going to get there at 11. She's not going to want me to leave right away. She's going to want me to stay.
So then you got to stay till at least like 3, 4.
3, 4. And then it's not like I can fall asleep because she's going to want to talk to me. She gets mad when I fall asleep on her.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I got to wake up at 5 in the morning and go to work.
Damn, that sounds like you being held hostage.
Yeah, bro. If it's not close, if it's like 5, I had, during the pandemic, I had 5-minute away pussy. Which is the best. I'm not living with her, but she's just close by.
It's close.
It's like, hey, come over real quick.
Yeah.
You know?
Like on your way to the store, when you go into the store, stop by my crib real quick.
Yeah, but she's pregnant now, so I lost that.
Is that yours?
No, hell no. Hell no. I dodged that bullet. No, because I stopped fucking around with her. She moved upstate, I think around the summertime, so I stopped fucking around with her. Mm-hmm. And I haven't talked to her since then. And I was just at work the other day, and I just see her walking by. She's like, "Hi, Gio," and I look, and she got a big old belly. I was like,
"And did you go?"
I was like, I looked at her. As you could tell, she was like, "Ah, fuck."
You like, gotcha. They got you slipping.
I was like, "Damn, no ring on the finger."
no ring on the finger. You just letting people dump like that. I
almost got her pregnant too during the pandemic, and then she had she got pregnant. But the egg got stuck in the fallopian tube or whatever. She was just like bleeding every day.
Miscarriage.
So yeah, basically a miscarriage. And she had to take like this abortion pill to like get it out. Yeah. Because like she was probably like, I think she was like 4 months pregnant. Wow. And then for like the last month, she was just bleeding every day. And I'm like, that's normal. I'm like, it used to happen a bit, but then it would just happen every day.
Yeah.
And then she was just feeling sharp pains in her stomach. And when we went to the hospital, they was like, yeah, this shit's an atopic pregnancy.
Ooh.
This shit just gets stuck and then go all the way through. So
and
my
shit
worked. You can't
hit the machine. You
can't the vending machine. I'm just shaking the stomach. Nah, part of me was just like, nah, stay there. We gonna get you out.
Wait, you want another kid?
No. Well, at that time, at first I was like, yeah. But then when I saw like the crazy was coming out, like I guess when she got pregnant, she was just like, oh, I'm letting loose. Because I've known her for years, but she never got crazy with me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We was always cool, but I've seen her crazy side.
But you was attracted to the crazy. That's the thing.
Oh, 100%.
We think we can like control the crazy. No, we go, I can handle that.
You can never change the crazy.
You can't.
You'll never change a crazy bitch. Yeah. She's just gonna be like that for the rest of her life. Especially if they stay looking hot into those later years, because in their mind, I'm like, oh, I always have options.
Yeah.
And I've seen plenty of women like that when they're like 40 and still hot, but they're still 40. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just like, one, your options is dwindle because a lot of dudes is already married at that age, so they just gonna use you as a side bitch. Or a guy in his 40s is probably like, I'm just divorced. Let me play the field. And all of a sudden now you got a crazy bitch in your hands, and you're like, oh no, this is not. I might as well just go back to my wife if I'm gonna deal with. I gotta start from the beginning with this crazy shit. You know what I mean? And then and then once they hit like 45, 50, and then now almost nobody wants them. Whereas it's like you're gonna have to find a simp that's gonna want to put up with your crazy ass. Because you're decent looking for a woman that age.
Yo, I think you need like a pie chart to break all this down, or like a pyramid or some shit.
Nah, it's just simple, like, bro.
Yeah,
it's just like
Gio's pyramid to women.
It just goes from like you just put 21 to 50, right?
Yeah.
Because at the
21, we can't like
dating in your 50s. That must just be horrible.
But 21 in the 20s, that's really still not that fun. That's like annoying.
That's like, what I mean. That's what I mean. Because when you're a teenager, that's why I said 21 on. Because like at that age, you're just like, oh shit, I'm becoming an adult now.
Yeah.
Now like you see some girls that like you're like, oh yeah, she looks like wifey material. But now they got an ID or got an ID when they was like 19, and then that bar life, that club life changed them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, open their eyes to a new world.
Yeah, and they meeting older dudes.
Yeah, they meeting all types of guys, and it could be guys just, you know what I mean? They work at Stop and Shop, but they're like, yo, I'm gonna spend my whole check at the club. Yeah. And then they just buy into that whole illusion. And dudes do it too. You just meet a girl at the club. We've all done it. You meet a girl at the club and you're just like, all right, yo, she cool as fuck. Yeah. And then like 3 weeks later, I'm like, oh no, this bitch is a psycho. Yeah. It's just like you trying to chill. It's like, oh no, I'm going to Bloomington's. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh damn, you one of those girls. But it's like, what do you expect? It's like you met her there. Yeah. Like when you meet a girl at a bar.
How many relationships did you have with women from bars? I think I've only done one, and that was enough for me to be like, nah, this ain't ever gonna work for me.
I don't think I've ever had a serious relationship from a bar, but I've had like just fuck buddies or shit, or situationships. Situationships. Yeah. Or it'd be like situationships where I'm like, it never got serious. Yeah. Because I could tell, I'm like, yo, you're not that serious. You just kind of want something to settle with. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you're just like, all right, this guy's giving me the time of day, but I'm like, I just want to fuck. Yeah. Like, yeah, I listen to your bullshit stories, but like, you know, I want to fuck afterwards. Yeah. And once it becomes just like, hey, come chill, and but I'm on my period, and I'm just like, nah, bro, like I don't want to listen to you that bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, am I gonna get head? Like, I go for some head. But if
even if you're gonna get head, you still gotta sit through it. Head is only so long. Yeah. That's tapas.
Convertible.
Yeah.
It's a convertible hang.
No, I said tapas, like just little appetizers and shit.
Tapas.
Like, you know, you ever go to a tapas spot where they don't got entrees? It's just like little
TAPPAS?
Yeah.
Tapas. Yeah. Oh, what is that, like hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah, it's like just little fucking entree. Yeah. I mean, little appetizers and shit. Little Mexican appetizers, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. And if a girl's head is not that great, it's just kind of like, oh damn, it's gonna end up beating off in your mouth. I'm like, I could have just stayed home. Yeah, did that shit. Just beat off into the toilet. The toilet's not gonna talk to me afterwards.
How many catcall women? Have you ever catcalled a woman and then actually like
never was good with that? I would see my cousins do that shit. I had a few cousins that were just nice with that. They were barbers. They had I had one cousin. He had a barbershop on 181 in St. Nick. Yeah, that's Washington Heights to the people that don't know. Yeah, and he would just sit outside of his barbershop, and like if you see it now, like God damn, he's aggressive.
Nah, that's different. If he was successful, it's because he's a business owner and they see the shop behind him. They see his shop that he's stable.
Nah, but he would do that anywhere. Yeah, but I would just see it the most at a barbershop. All right. Like he'll stop, like a girl walk by and he'll stop cutting your hair to walk outside and like, to try to talk to him. You just sitting there with your apron on, and I'm like, oh damn, like I'm coming to you because you're my cousin. You looking, and he was nice with it. Right. But he had just that confidence where he'd just go and talk to any girl. Yeah. And he was a good looking dude. He dressed nice. Okay. So he just, and in his mind, that's what he chased. Yeah. He's just from young.
I had a homie like that. My boy Daryl, he was like that. He can like just pull a chick off the street. Just like we'll be walking to McDonald's.
Could never do that.
Yeah, just never like walking to McDonald's to get something to eat to head back home, and he just pulled the chick, and like 3 days later he smashing. And it's like, how did you do that?
I never had luck on Tinder or none of that shit, bro. I had to know the girl, or like I met her at a party that night. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And there's kind of like a hang. There was a mutual friend. Okay. But it was rarely like I didn't know a girl. I just like, let me go talk to her. Yeah. It's I could probably say maybe like 2% of the women that I've been with is that.
But that's how you.
Well, I just kind of just in that, like I just had a moment of confidence, and I just saw a girl. And I was just like, oh, shit, I knew an icebreaker. I said something that wasn't just like, hey, Ma, what's your name?
What you doing?
Yeah. Like we was online at the store, and I just say some dumb shit. Yeah. And I just start talking, and then boom, yo, what's your MySpace? You know? Some shit like that.
Well, see, hanging with my friends, you had to at least be able to pull a chick. Like if you're in the mall, you need to be able to like go up to a chick and say something and get her a number, or they just clown you. I had one friend that would make up numbers. And we knew he was making it up because it was just too quick. Yeah. Like he'll go over there and it'll be yada 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 handshake, and then he walk back. Yeah, got the number. It's like, nah, nigga, you made that up.
But like that number was on your hand when we got here.
Nigga, that's my number.
Let's call it real quick.
Yeah.
Domino's. Put the Domino's number. Yeah, dude, for some reason I never had luck with shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I just overthink it or end up saying something stupid, and I'm like, nah. I would always meet a girl like it was just parties, or like a friend brought a friend around.
The 6 degrees.
Yeah. And it's just like, and my game was always the same. Like I'd be the one not giving her any attention.
Oh, negging.
Yeah.
Well, not negging. Negging is when you give them negative attention and you downplay it.
Yeah. No, I do some of that too. I throw that in after, cause like you'll notice every guy's going for them, and then she's realizing like, why the fuck does this guy? Who the fuck you think he is? He looks like a wise llama, and he's. He's not giving me attention.
Did somebody call you a wise llama before?
Yeah.
That shit is hilarious. I was like, you didn't think about that shit.
Yeah, yeah, I thought of wet ferret. But somebody here. So I'm and then when you do end up talking to them, it's just like I'm not trying to spit game at them. I'm not trying to get like. And then I don't know, it just works out like that. Man. And once I get like the DMs or the number, like, let me get your Instagram. Because sometimes a girl just like that blonde chick came up after the show. And she's just like, I think she was like, oh, you're not gonna give me a shirt? I'm like, oh, these ain't mine. That's the headliners. You know what I mean? And then we
she just needed an icebreaker though.
Yeah. And then what got me tight was when I got there before the show. She was working. She was the bartender for the show. I go in the back to get a drink, and she ignored me. And she was serving everybody that came up after. Okay. And then I like twice I was like, yo, can I get a drink? And then she's like, yeah, one more moment. And served everybody else. Oh. And then finally another bartender came. He's like, oh, you need something? Yeah. And I was just like, oh, I ain't leaving this bitch a tip for nothing. Fuck this bitch.
And then you gonna leave her a tip. If she lived closer,
I would have left that tip that night if I didn't drive with other people.
Who'd you drive with? Anybody I know?
Dejan and Julio Diaz.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good show.
And then she got all of our Instagrams, and then we scrolling through it. One of them, she was posing in front of a sign that said "sluts only." Okay. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think women who do that don't live up to that. Like it's just for the intention.
Nah, she looks like she lives up to that.
All right, you investigate.
I'm telling you.
I think
she gave me that. She gave me that vibe. Before she saw me go on stage, and she's like, the wise llama. She's like, fuck him. He can wait. Fuck
she
this
called
spick.
you the wise llama?
No. This was an Atlanta comic. Oh, okay. Called me that. Said it behind my back. It got back to me. I'm like, I can't even get mad at that.
Yeah, he's like, that's funny. I wish you had said it to my face so we would both laugh. Yeah. That's what I hate. When somebody say something funny behind your back, you like, you son of a bitch. You could have just said it to me.
Like, I could take a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's just like, well, you scared of me? You don't respect me enough to roast me in front of me, you fucking bitch? So yeah, and then she messaged me today, and she's like, "That was such a great show." It's like, "Thanks for such a great show." Let me see. I'll show you what she looked like.
Oh, good for you. She looked crazy though.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
She's like, "Thanks for such a great show."
Can I see more? Or
oh wait, yeah, let me.
I don't want to double tap nothing. Dog, she looked batshit crazy.
100%.
But you gonna have a good time. Crazy.
The blue eyes.
Dude, crazy.
That's my weakness right there. Blonde hair, blue eyed.
Just say white women. Don't say.
Now I see.
Don't say blonde hair, blue
because sometimes she could be. If she was a brunette, I'd be like, all right, she's cute.
But
it's just something sexy about the blonde hair. I don't know. I kind of see where Hitler was coming from. I can see what he liked. I don't know, because it just seems like that's not like a natural, like that we wasn't meant to be like that. Like that was just like a genetic mutation. It's like a genetic mutation. Because like something like that would not survive out in Serengeti. Yeah. You know what I mean? You stick out. Like, what are you going to blend in with? You got blue eyes. That's bad for the sun. Like people with light eyes, you can't, like they have sensitivity to light.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So what about the hair? How does the blonde hair make them weak?
It makes them stick out, man. Oh. Makes them stick out.
I don't know.
I just think blonde
everybody, it don't fit on everybody.
Yeah.
There's some people with blonde hair and blue eyes. You're like, oh, this shit is just like a White Walker.
Yeah. Like, cause almost like albino. It's like a light skinned person. Like if like Steph Curry had blonde hair, blue eyes, it'll look mad weird. Cause like, yo, where's your hairline start? Yeah. Where's the finish?
That shit get me scared, man. Dude.
I'd rather be a full albino at that point.
I was looking at a couple albinos.
There's no famous albinos.
Victor Venata.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a comic. He did. Remember the Awkward Kings of Comedy special? He was on that. He produced that.
Never heard of him, man.
Was he in End of Days? Remember that movie End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger about the devil?
Oh yeah.
He's in that. He's like one of the demons with the. He's
albino dude.
Yeah.
Did he have makeup on and shit? Or he was like albino?
He's albino. He got like the blonde hair and all that stuff and the eyes and shit. Very funny comic.
Oh, I think my memory's fucked up. Cause I see.
When did you start comedy?
2018.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't know him that. I think he moved to LA or some shit.
Shit, yeah. I think like 6 years ago this month.
Well, congrats.
I made it to 6. Now I still ain't shit.
I mean, look, stop counting, nigga, because you got a long way to go. That's what I tell people. When people keep counting, they be like, "It's my 5th year anniversary." I was like, "All right, nigga, you gonna be doing this for until you die. So stop counting and just enjoy it. The days melt together. I don't even
post about it no more. I think after like that, I think I post like 4. I'm doing 4 years of comedy, and I'm just like. Still at open mics. Why the fuck am I bragging about this shit?
You still do open mics?
I mean, here and there. Like, if I don't want to bring like a new idea to a club because I'm like, I still want to be doing my best shit when I'm there.
But you don't got like produced shows that you like working shit out on? Because I feel like that's the best. No disrespect to the open mics, but it's just comics. You're just talking to each other.
Yeah.
So you really can't get a gauge on what's fun. You need them.
I just do it to remember the words. That's what because like when I got a new idea, I'm like, let me just make sure I can remember this stuff. Mm-hmm. So when I do it at like a show, I'm not like losing my place. So I just kind of do it to get used to saying it on stage, and I don't go by the laughs. Because sometimes I'll squeeze some of that in, like in between my like if I'm at a club doing a set, I might squeeze like an idea in real quick and see if it gets a laugh. Or I try to squeeze it in the middle, but I at least try to do it at an open mic first.
Oh, okay.
So when I get to the club, I'm like, all right, I already know what I got to say.
Yeah.
I don't have to be like in my mind just saying the words. I could be a little more loose with it.
All right, I get what you're saying. That makes sense. Yeah. Once I stopped doing open mics, I'm like, I ain't not doing them shits anymore.
But I do them rarely. Yeah. I think this year I probably did like 2 open mics. Mm-hmm. And it was at the Stand. It was right after my podcast. And I'm like, all right, I got shit to do. I'll go there.
I get that.
And end up chilling there. And usually I have a show afterwards. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, let me just go work some shit out.
Mm-hmm. I get that. But you watched the Super Bowl this weekend?
Yeah, I watched it, man. It was crazy. It was just, you
feel like
the commercials was whack. It's scripted, 100% scripted.
Yo, and I was sitting there when they were down 10 points, and I was telling my wife, I'm like, yo, listen to everything the commentators saying because they're telling you how the game is actually going to go. Yeah. And once they were like, yo, we've seen this a couple times. They're down by 10, and then they end up turning it around. I was like, oh, they going to win. This is it. Yeah.
Dude, there's a guy named Connors Tips .us on Instagram, and he does like betting picks, right? Mm-hmm. And the NFL banned him from betting on the Super Bowl because he was 95% right throughout the season. For the seasons, 95, and he was giving people tips, and they were like, it wouldn't have been a problem if he was making the bets, but he's also sharing it to his 200,000 followers. So they banned him.
I mean, that is stupid though, because wouldn't you want, like, if you tell less people want the pot be bigger if they make the wrong mistake? If they like bet against,
sure. I don't know.
You
how
don't
that
gamble.
Works.
I don't gamble, but
so I don't really know.
Hey, didn't you teach me about gambling? You don't gamble at all. Weren't you the one telling me about DraftKings?
No, that wasn't.
No,
nah. That wasn't me. I never do that.
I
never gamble. I'll gamble like if I'm at a casino, I'll fuck with the roulette table because I learned how to play that. Not really like I don't know, but I just kind of guess. I look at probabilities. I'm like, well, it's been black fucking 4 times in a row. We're due for a red.
Dude,
put some money on red.
That's the fish machine. There's this goldfish machine that's in every casino. $20.
Do the penny machines.
And done. Once I lose 20, I'm done. Once I make 20, I'm done.
I'll sit at that. I'll sit at that table and bet, so I stay there long enough, get a few drinks, and then just like the few times I did it, I was doing Atlantic City Comedy Club, and I'll just go down to the table, played. Like I made like $90 one time, like 30 minutes before the show. I had 30 minutes to go play, and then I was up 90, and I was like, all right, let me go. I gotta go now.
Now I'm good. And then you took that energy on stage, probably killed that shit.
Hell yeah.
Dog.
Got to do 20 minutes.
I think the NFL, I think the Super Bowl was more so rigged to fit like this Taylor Swift Americana narrative.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like she outsold Beyonce in tours, and now her boyfriend won the Super Bowl for what, the third time?
The NFL figured out a way to get women to watch because there was females at the party last night that were tuned in and they just going for the Chiefs because they were diehard Taylor Swift fans. Like my cousin's girlfriend showed up with a Taylor Swift shirt on.
Yeah.
Every time she showed up on TV, like, oh, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, they showed her again. And everybody was just talking about it. They were talking about Taylor Swift more than they talked about Usher. I thought she was doing a halftime show.
She should have did the halftime show.
That's what I thought. She turned it down. She turned it down because I guess she's too big for that.
You
know
think?
What I mean? Yeah, she's too big for that.
Didn't Beyonce do it?
Yeah, but Beyonce's
her
kind
and Beyonce
of like,
on the same level.
I think she's passing Beyonce right now.
I don't think so.
I think
And ticket sales not in like legendary.
Oh, of course, not in body of work.
Not in body of work, but in ticket sales, and that's fine. It's more white people.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's inevitable. There's Beyonce's music hits everyone, but Taylor Swift's music is like it can be played anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere white people like being.
Yeah. But the thing is with Taylor Swift is she has multiple just like Beyonce, but I feel like Taylor Swift is hitting more with the younger kids right now. Cause
your kid like Taylor Swift. I remember
big Taylor Swift fan. I had to go see a 3.5 hour movie with her.
Was it good?
I mean, it was cool to look at.
Oh, okay.
You know, but after a while, I'm like, all right, let me watch this documentary about the Mossad or some shit.
Wait, so you just put
I just put my AirPods on and I'm just like, yo, 3.5 hours, bro. Like they were into it because they singing the songs and then you could tell at some points they kind of sit back and watch, but they was tuned in the whole time. Yeah. At one point, I see my daughter and I brought my cousin's daughter too. They just lift up their phones and they're like this with their lights on
in the theater.
And I'm like, baby, put that down. There's people behind us, and I go look behind us. Everybody got their phone lights on like this in a movie theater, and I'm like, oh, this isn't an experience for them. Like to them, this is them going to a concert.
Yeah, that's like the stimulus package for people who can't afford the tickets.
Exactly, and there's no way I'm paying $900 to bring me and my daughter and her little.
It's probably
cousin.
like $2,000 because it's probably like $900 per ticket.
Nah, some tickets you could get because somebody was telling me last night, my cousin's girlfriend, she's like, I got tickets for like $350 because they bought them in groups.
But where were they?
She said she had good seats. I don't know exactly.
Because I feel like when you go to a concert, if you're not on the floor, then it's a waste of money.
Or at least that first row that goes up. If you're in the back, it's just terrible.
Yeah, just watch it on somebody's TikTok.
You might as well be drunk. Yeah. You might as well be on drugs.
Yeah,
like that's the only way you can have a good time if you're that far. Is being on like some type of psychedelic.
Yeah, and the seating is uncomfortable. It's not a good experience. I don't go to concerts unless I can afford good seats.
Nah, but I fucked up thinking like that because I went to a concert with a couple of my friends. It was like Eminem and Linkin Park or some shit.
Oh, that gotta be. That's good. That was good.
Yeah, because I mean, like Ludacris came out, Exhibit came out.
Where you did the Joan and Queen?
in Jones Beach. Jones Beach
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
Long Island or some shit?
Well, Jones Beach is kind of the city. It's kind of considered, I think it was like in the Queens side.
Oh, okay.
It's like the Jones Beach Amphitheater. And it was a great show. But we was far back. So like, Jay-Z came out and did Renegade because it's when that album came out.
That gotta be dope.
So he brought him out. I remember I have like, there's pictures of it, like we were just taking it over the screen and you can see them in the like little fucking action figure.
And that was like a great concert for you?
That was a great concert, but we were so far back that I'm like, if I'm not close up, I'm not going to a concert. And I just came home for the first time doing like a bit. I was like 17 and I did like, I got sentenced to like 11 months. And when I came home, my brother was like, yo, we're going to go see Jay-Z on tour when he was doing that Fade to Black tour.
Yeah.
And he was at the Madison Square Garden. And then my brother's like, yo, he's like, I'll buy you a ticket as a gift. And I was like, nah, it's going to be mad far. I don't want to go sit there. And then when I saw the Fade to Black movie, I was like, oh, I should have went.
Damn.
Like, because it felt like no matter where you were in that shit, this shit was rocking. And then I regret it to this day because my brother was there for that show.
Yeah, and that's like something.
I always regret. I'm like, fuck, I should have went. When they played the Freeway, Beanie Siegel, the What We Do, and that whole stadium went up, I was like, damn, man, I almost cried. I was like, damn, I want to be there.
Damn.
So I don't even give a fuck.
I missed out on any concerts. I don't feel like I missed out on any.
But I was young for like some of the crazy ones, man. Cause like you see like that backstage tour when it was like DMX, Jay-Z, Redman, and Method Man. I was too young for that shit. Like I was like a teen, like 14, and then I'm watching it on like a DVD. You know what I mean? Like some documentary shit, and I'm like, yo, that looks like a wild fucking show.
Do you think we're ever going to get those type of concerts again?
No.
Yeah,
it's never gonna happen.
Like some concerts,
they too old.
Yeah, they too old, but also like what artist resonates with us? Like I'm a Kendrick fan, but I don't think I'll ever go to a Kendrick concert.
Yeah, if I got like free tickets and somebody's like, yeah, you know, we got a hookup for you, then but I'll never like pay out of pocket.
I like going to concerts where you can sit down.
Like even Summer Jam. Like I did a Summer Jam once and I was like, yeah, this is cool, but there's like a lot of artists that I don't fuck with no more. You know, this is like 2013, so it wasn't like it wasn't nothing crazy. I think Chris Brown was like the headliner at that time. But it was still
for
dope.
the kids, man. At some point, it's for the kids.
Yeah,
I took my lady. How many concerts we went to? I think me and my lady went to 3 concerts. But yeah, we just sat down the whole time. We like going to shit that we can sit, rock back and forth in our chair, stand up, sit down. That's the shit I like. If you standing the whole time, I'm like,
you got to stand in a pit. I'm like,
that ain't for me, man.
Because those concerts would be like 3-4 hours long. Yeah, I'm like, you standing the whole time. You probably drove a minute to get there.
And I'm taller than most people, so I always have to excuse me. Can do you mind if I get in front of you? So I'm just
until they push you all the way to the back.
Yeah, they're like, excuse me, did you mind? Would you mind? Would you mind?
Yeah, so, you always feel somebody looking around you and shit.
Yeah, I'm too big to do regular people shit.
Like I would rather go to like a Dragon Ball Z the musical and watch that. Take some shrooms and go watch that than go watch like a music concert right now.
Is there such thing as a Dragon Ball musical?
Yes, we could bring it up. It's fucking dope.
Get the fuck out of here. Please put it on the screen.
Would it mirror right away? Is this on?
Yeah, it's going to mirror right away.
Oh, dude, I got to follow on. This is the craziest shit ever.
Send it to me so I can put it in the pod. What? This is real.
So I got the graphics in the back.
Y'all would definitely see that. They're doing that with like giant LCD screens.
Yeah, it's just like a laser show.
Yo, that is cool. How they get the lights from the audience to...
It's all laser. It's all laser show. It's wild, right?
Yo, look at that hitting with the Kamek, man.
They got the Majin Buu. They fighting to the music.
Yo, this is bananas. Is this only in, what is this, Japan?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere out there.
Do you think they're going to bring it over to America, or we just going to keep getting that?
100%. 100% they're going to bring that shit out here. You crazy? You know
dope.
how much money they make off of that?
Dude, that shit would outsell, what is that, Book of Mormon?
Probably. Because there's so many like different generations of Dragon Ball Z fans. I wasn't a hardcore fan, but I would watch it after school.
Yeah.
But I didn't follow when it kept going.
Same. I think I got off when they started Dragon Ball GT. And I was like, all right, it's too many different stories. I don't give a shit no more. And I would watch it with die-hard fans who would watch it dubbed over. Yeah. And they were like into it like that, you know, and I'm like, all right, I can't. Y'all ruined it for me.
That was my little brother. He watched every episode of he watched the movies and all that shit. And I'll catch glimpses of here and there. I'm like, I couldn't keep up with this. Yeah. Because eventually it's the same shit. It's just these long, drawn-out fights. Yeah. And then like the stories just became about just fighting. And I get that's what you want to see, but like that Frieza saga, I'm like, that shit was dope. Yeah. But then it's just like it's gonna be the same shit with just another villain that looks the same.
But that's TV though.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you do it episodic, you pretty much are just repeating the same thing to sell advertising.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, Goku gets his ass beat. He's winning at first, and then the guy shows his real strength, and then Goku has to come. Yeah. And then Goku gets beat up to the point where he's gonna die, and then he comes back and beats the dude, but he doesn't kill him, and it's just like, all right, man, this is the same shit.
Or Goku dies. Goku gotta die to get stronger.
Yeah.
That don't make sense. I'm like, just wish back another nigga. Like, you know what I mean? You get all the Dragon Balls and you wish Goku back. Get somebody better.
Yeah. Get another, like, nobody came up and became a better fighter.
Or you can't just wish that, right? Because the Dragon Balls is that you can make a wish.
Yeah, you get all 7, I think.
Yeah.
And you can wish whatever you want. So you can wish somebody back from the
So then wish that motherfucker that's whooping your ass, wish that he's on your side.
Or just be like, yo, I could beat the shit out of everybody and this in every universe. Make me the strongest. I want to live forever and make me the strongest person.
Yeah.
Turn me into One Punch Man and I just punch people and that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
There's a whole anime. There's an anime about that.
I watched One Punch Man.
I saw some of it, but I can't get into like too many animes.
Nah, One Punch Man ain't the average anime. That one's kind of
But it's a bunch of seasons, right?
I think I've only watched 2 seasons on Hulu.
Because I
don't know if there's that many seasons of One Punch Man. Hey Google, how many seasons of One Punch Man are there?
On the website m.economictimes.com, they say, in August 2022, One Punch Man fans received official confirmation of season 3.
Oh,
so
there's only
got
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that's a sign of a good anime or a good show is that it doesn't have that many seasons, but it has a lot of fans.
Yeah.
And then you can just keep the anticipation. You can do like a one-off episode every once in a while.
Yeah, a little movie.
Yeah.
A little hour special.
Yeah.
South Park be killing them with those.
You still watch South Park?
Hell yeah. I be watching it with my daughter.
I wasn't allowed to watch South Park, so when I finally got into it, I was too old for it. And I got that it was, like, I seen the humor, but I was like, all right.
Yeah, I had to watch that shit on the
grab me.
low. I had to watch that shit in my room with the volume a little down. Because they cursed a lot.
Yeah.
And then there was some, well, it wasn't at first, like they wouldn't say like fuck at first, but then they had that one episode where they were just letting it rock.
Yeah.
And then now they just say it all the time.
But that show was deeper than the curse words.
Oh, yeah. That's probably one of the best cartoons.
Yeah.
Because Simpson had its time where it fell off. I thought South Park had fell off for a little bit, but it
Over
always
Rick and
was
Morty?
great.
You think it's better than Rick and Morty?
I think even the last season for me kind of was just like, eh.
Well, Rick and Morty?
That last one, I was kind of like, I don't even think I finished it.
I didn't even watch it. I traded
The first
that
2 were
for Solar Opposites.
Solar Opposites. Is
Solar
that a
Opposites,
cartoon?
yeah, it's the same maker. It's the same creators. But this one's a little different. It focuses on aliens who come to Earth to like study it. But then every episode is kind of the same episode.
Yeah.
So every episode they do something to fit in with Earth people, but then do something to fuck it up.
Yeah.
That fuck up Earth, and then they got to fuck up their creation.
Yeah.
But then as that is going on, there's another story about these people that are stuck in like this ant farm on the wall.
Right.
And that storyline is fucking hilarious.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Have you ever seen Inside Job?
No. What is
That's on Netflix. So it's just like this cartoon. And it feels like almost like a Rick and Morty. Because like the main character is like this smart like scientist lady, but she's like involved in the deep state. So they joke a lot about conspiracy theories. So it's just like the shadow government. It's like these guys in these triangle masses, and they got shadowy voices, and they're the ones behind everything. But it's just like
that's your shit though. You like that. You like conspiracy theories.
Yeah, but they make fun of it.
Yeah,
that's the best part about it. It's not like they're trying to push it. They're just like how ridiculous this is. Like they're saying all this shit is true. Yeah. Everything is true, but it's just with the humor on top of it.
All right. I'll check that out.
It's like almost like a Futurama, Rick and Morty with the conspiracy theories.
All right, I'll definitely check it out. What is that? That's Netflix?
Yeah,
right,
Inside Job. I think there's 2 seasons of it.
Yeah.
And I started watching it the other day, and I got through 3 episodes. I'm like, yo, this shit is well written. The dude from Stranger Things. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen Stranger
Things. The crazy government dude with the beard that was helping him out.
Yeah, okay.
He's one of the voices of the characters. Like I could tell they got some good writers on this shit.
Okay, all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, because I think they were having like a meeting in that shadow board. It was called a Cognito Inc.
Yeah,
which is just incognito reversed.
Oh,
and then there was a meeting, and then they were like, they showed him a video, and they're like, yeah, we have controlled every major event, and blah blah blah. And then as soon as the video's over, the guy goes like, any questions? Everybody raises their hand, and they're like, any questions that are not about morals? And then everybody put their hands down. Like,
all right, I'll check that out. Hey, y'all, just wanted to take a quick break to tell y'all to go ahead and grab some of that public property merch. It'll really help the podcast grow. I'm gonna cover some of these topics because it's almost time to go. Jesus Christ, we burned through this shit. This was fun.
Shit.
Yo, did you so how you feel about this? Some lady walked into Joel Osteen's church yesterday and fucking started a shootout. They said she walked in there with a long rifle, a trench coat, and a little kid who's like 5 or 4. And then 2 off-duty officers, they put her down, but they didn't say it, but they go, a kid, the 4-year-old was struck and he's in critical condition, and a guy that went to the church, he was struck in the hip, but he's fine. But I'm like, who shot the kid?
And the kid was with her?
The kid was with her, and she got a long rifle, so she didn't shoot the kid.
Yeah.
They had to shoot the kid.
I mean, he was just probably, he was just there.
But
he
like
caught a stray.
All right, you probably know more about guns than me, but a long rifle, you gotta like.
Well, I don't think she shot the kid.
Right?
You said if the kid that was with her got shot, that was definitely
the cops.
From the cops, yeah.
Definitely the cops. But, yeah.
But that happens. It happens, bro. Sometimes it'll just be a shootout between cops and a criminal and somebody in an apartment somewhere. Like we just like not here because there's no street, but we could be if the window's out in the street and there's a shootout out there, we just catch a stray right in the head.
So then what happens though? Like is it just like, oh, it was just a casualty?
You sue the city.
So that
your family get a lot of money, but you'll be dead.
So what happens to that little boy? You think? Well, his mom was the one that initiated it.
Well, his family members can sue.
Man,
if the father, if she was even the parent, we don't even know if she was the parent.
Yeah,
if the father, you know what I mean. So you definitely could sue the shit out of. But I know that dude who got shot in the hip could sue the shit out of the cops, unless it was the woman that shot him. But they could definitely sue the shit out of that church.
But wait. 2 people don't need this. Maybe I just don't know enough about like a long rifle. Don't you have to like? It's not automatic. You have to cock it, then shoot it again, and put another slug in it, right? It's not.
No, there's some rifles that have like a magazine or a clip.
I gotta see what type of gun she got.
Because a rifle, M16 is a rifle.
Mm-hmm. She didn't have a rifle. She had a shotgun.
Oh, a shotgun? Oh, there's some shotguns that could hold up to like I think 6 slugs. And you just cock it. Like there'll be like a double barrel, and you put the bullets in, and just from cocking it.
Oh, okay.
So you get like 6 shots, and you can hit a few people.
All right. I was just trying to see if there was like another way that the cops could have put her down without shooting a little kid.
Dude, they
got revolvers, and they can all and revolvers hold what? 6?
Oh, sometimes it could be Glocks. Cops usually have Glocks now.
Okay.
It's very rare you see people with like revolvers as their service, because like a revolver you only max holding like maybe 8 bullets. So they'll have like these Glocks that hold like 32 shots or like 16 big shots. You know what
Jesus
I mean?
Christ.
Did they say like who shot who?
They said she didn't shoot the little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did she shoot the guy in the hip?
They didn't even say. They said we don't know where the shots come from. Who shot who?
Well, they'll figure it out.
And I think that means the cops did.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. If a guy got hit in the hip with a shotgun, you're gonna tell.
Yeah, that hip was gone. Especially if she was
using a slug or if she was using buckshots, they can tell if the kid.
Mm-hmm.
They'll know just from because it's either you got the buckshot,
where
you're just gonna be a bunch of holes, or a slug, where there's one big fucking hole through the person,
or. Like, I'm thinking of this. I'm like, if you're an off-duty cop and you in church and you listening to the word, it's like it was in between service. Joel Osteen said it was right before the Spanish service. He was like, we're about to start our Spanish service. So I think she probably went in there to start a hate crime, to perform a hate crime, shooting Spanish people. And then they turned around like,
it was a Spanish service?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It was race-driven.
Yeah, I think it's race-driven.
So it was a Spanish service.
Yeah.
And a white lady came in and shot.
Yeah. With a trench coat on.
Bro, she probably has, the migrants. It's probably somebody who got a problem with the migrants. It's like, yo, fuck these, you know? Joel Osteen was probably helping the pirates, helping the migrants.
I mean, does he help? Because he be locking that. Remember he locked his church during the that bad storm?
I mean, I would have too, man. I don't want all those fucking people on my shit.
But you can't close your church. You can't close your church.
Nah, man, you got a lot of valuables in there. You don't know who you're letting in.
But it's God's house, and God welcomes everybody. If you let homeless people in, you gotta let other niggas in who need shelter.
That might have been karma for what they did at the storm.
Yeah.
That white lady could have been sent by God. She heard a voice. Shoot up, yo. She could have been one of the people that got left out.
You don't think God would have told her to get a better gun? Or get there earlier?
I mean, a shotgun. Shotgun, you want to do damage in the crowd, man. Shotgun's the way to go.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's got the spread. Shit spreads out.
Oh. But is it causing fatalities or is it
Yeah,
causing,
man.
really?
You can cause fatalities. If you get hit in the chest with one of those things, man, them things is going right through your rib cage, piercing your lungs.
Yeah, but that's still one by one. You're saying spray.
Because
if it sprays,
yeah.
If it sprays at a distance, is it causing fatality?
But if you're up
like
close
if I stood
on
at this door and I aimed in this room this way,
you hitting
like
both
this,
of us.
Yeah,
with 2 shots, you can hit both of us.
And done.
Yeah, you can just go bang. You just aim at you, aim at me, and you're done.
No, I'm talking about if we were like closer in the corner. If we was closer in this corner and
they came out, hell yeah, from that close.
Okay,
from this close, we're dropping. We getting hurt.
So I can't do this.
Nah. You're just gonna catch them all in
Why
your
is that
arms.
the natural reflex when the gun come out?
Roll up, you get shot in your nuts.
Like you John Wick or some shit.
Yeah,
that's how he dodges bullets. You seen John Wick 4?
Oh, but he had that bulletproof vest.
Yeah, they went overboard. This nigga was just like walking up to the gunfire. Like,
yeah, that was those movies don't make sense. Like like with physics, they break the laws of physics, but those are great fucking movies.
Yeah,
it's almost like the Expendables, right?
Well,
where
no, the first
it's
one
outrageous.
wasn't that
The you didn't like John Wick 1?
I didn't like John Wick 4. John Wick 1 through 3 was really good. John Wick 4, it was just like, it's too long. It was too many fight scenes.
Nah, that's what I liked about it.
Nah,
I watched it on the airplane. I was on the airplane when I watched this. So I was like, this is perfect, man. Because it got my attention the whole time.
Yeah? Yeah, I thought it was too many fight scenes.
I think 3 was probably my least favorite one. But I think the 4th one was kind of dope.
I fuck with 3.
Because he just killed the whole organization. Like, this motherfucker killed every single person.
I know.
I think there was probably like 3 people left.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, how did they find replacement?
It was the blind dude, right?
Yeah.
At the end, he had to go up against the blind dude.
What's his name? Ip Man.
I never watched that. Actually, I watched the one where he fought Mike Tyson. Ip Man versus Mike Tyson.
Is that the third one?
Yeah, I think it's the last one.
Oh, I haven't watched that one.
Yeah.
I've watched the first 2, but I haven't watched the third or the. Is there a 4th one?
Hey, Google, is there Ip Man 4?
According to Wikipedia, although Ip Man 4 was intended to be the conclusion to Ip Man's story, on the 18th of May 2023, a new Ip Man movie titled Ip Man 5 was announced by Mandarin Motion Pictures at the Cannes Film Festival.
There was like, we was going to end it, but then we was like, fuck it. Let's have another one.
So 4. Okay, so there's 4.
So there's 4. And there's
4 with
a
a 5 coming out.
With a 5 coming out. Yo, tell me about these goddamn AI robots that kill some lady.
Oh, so it wasn't an AI robot. It was it was a surgical robot where it just be like those. It looks like almost Edward Scissorhand things coming down.
Yeah, and
it burned the lady's intestines and killed her. Wow. And again, there could be human error the same way where the surgeons fuck up a little bit. But they a little slip up and they kill somebody and they'll just be like, oh, complications due to surgery, and then you can't sue them.
I know, but the point of the robot is to minimize the human error. The robot shouldn't be having a fucking error when it's burning motherfuckers.
Yeah, but
especially if it's not in beta anymore. If it's actually used in like a lot of surgeries, they should already get their kinks out.
Yeah, but the thing is, the human error about those robots is it was created by a human. And it's not going to be perfect, and you can have one little slip up. It's almost like when you have an electric car and something goes wrong because, something got rewired or was used too much or somebody was fucking with it and a calibration got taken off or thrown off, and all of a sudden now you got this shit just fucks up. Even calculators will fuck up sometimes. Yeah. Like it's basic electronics, so something like that is definitely going to fuck somebody up once in a while.
You creating a lot of excuses for this robot. If they had to do a surgery on you and they pull that robot out, there's like, we're using the robot that
you see how that just glitched? You see how that just glitched a little bit?
And I'm not using it no
more. That robot glitching a little bit and getting off course, all of a sudden it was supposed to burn this part and it burned too much or went too far. That's it. Robots glitch too.
So if they gave you an option, if it was like you can get your surgery done by a robot, or you can get your surgery done by a person. Which one are you getting?
I want a human.
Yeah,
because that robot killed that lady and didn't feel a thing. Nah, I want somebody at least.
I think those doctors don't feel shit either. You ever seen Dr. Death?
Yeah, but they also die young from the stress. So they might be numb to it, but that shit, they're going to go to an early grave.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, doctors have a low life expectancy because the stress. They deal with surgeons, surgical doctors. They die young. They make a lot of money, but they die. They have heart problems because of stress.
Damn.
They have a lot of health problems. You think about it, bro. You're going into all these surgeries, high pressure, and I'm pretty sure the first one you're just kind of like, damn, this fucking. But eventually you become numb to that shit. That's why a lot of people in the medical field are alcoholics, like nurses. High rate of alcoholism in nurses.
Where you getting this information from?
Bro, it's out there, bro. I've been to rehabs. They tell you that shit.
Damn.
There's a lot of nurses that have drug problems. There could be. What was that dude? That doctor who used to take pills. It was like a show about it. It was like this doctor. Damn, I can't remember his name. It was like on USA.
Nip Tuck?
No, not Nip Tuck. Damn, I can't remember, man. I remember what the dude looked like and everything.
House. But House didn't kill nobody. House was just the shit.
Yeah, but he was on drugs.
Yeah, but he needed the drugs because it made him a genius.
I mean, that's what Michael Jackson thought. That's what.
That's
what Ray Charles thought. They all thought that opium, but the opium does help. It does open some doors of creativity.
Wait, Michael Jackson used drugs to go to sleep.
Man, he was doing opiates. He was addicted to opiates. After the fucking, you didn't see the documentary? After his hair got caught on fire on that Pepsi commercials, he started getting addicted to painkillers.
I did not see that part.
He was doing fucking fentanyl and shit before it was even popular.
But I thought he was doing the fentanyl drip so he can go to sleep. Not the drip, but he was doing fentanyl because that the doctor that he was using, the one that got in trouble, he was doing that to go to sleep.
Yeah, but that's because you're going through withdrawals. I couldn't sleep without doing opiums. You did it before? Yeah. Not I probably had a trace of fentanyl, but I've sniffed dope before. I told you this. Yeah, I was addicted. Like I think half my 20s I was on painkillers or Oxycontin, Roxycontin, and I just ended up sniffing dope. But I never
what's
shot
Roxycontin?
It's like those little blues, little 30 milligram perks. Yeah. Dumb shits. I was taking like 12 of them at a time. All that. See, I had to take Oxy for my surgery, and that shit just backed me up, and that was enough to make me go, I'm gonna just smoke weed to deal with the pain. Yeah. Yeah. So how do you, like, you're addicted to opioids, but you also constipated? That's not a wake-up call? Or were you just drinking, you didn't care? I didn't care. I was just shitting out pellets. You know how great it was to only shit twice a week? My butthole's clean all the time, man. Never shitting. Or you just got this fucking stone gut. Oh, yeah, it was bad. Yeah, you got that fucking rock hard stomach. Sometimes, bro, I'd be backed up for like 3-4 days and I would feel it. Yeah. And you just kind of feel groggy, and then it just eventually, like, I would have to eat. I'm like, oh, let me go eat some ice cream or some shit. But then when you withdraw, all that water comes out because your body's absorbing all that water. Mm-hmm. And then once you stop, it just comes out all at once. Where you just shitting water for like 5 days. Damn. It takes like 2 weeks for you to start shitting normal. That's enough for me to not do hard drugs. Having drug addicts in my family, but then also, even if I didn't have drug addicts in my family, all you got to tell me, yo, you ain't going to be able to shit for like 2 weeks. I'm like, that's not for me then. Yeah, at this age now, I'm like, I fucked up my intestines. Yeah. I definitely fucked my shits up. Like getting on drugs, getting off, getting on, because I was just putting my body through those withdrawal processes like 3 times a year. Dude, I can't do that. So it's just like I'm giving myself the flu, basically. Yeah. With explosive diarrhea. It's the worst. I had COVID once, and like it felt like withdrawals, but without the diarrhea. Like the worst part, like the joints, the aches and pains, like my body burning up, sweating, like the hot and cold chills. That's what COVID felt like. And then I had COVID the flu before. It was like that's what withdrawals is like. Yeah. So like when you took painkillers, you didn't get withdrawals when you got off, or you weren't on long enough? I didn't do it long enough. I did it for maybe a couple days, and I remember telling my lady, I was like, babe, I can't shit. Like I'm feeling like my stomach was hurting and stuff. and I was like, I'm not going to take these anymore. And plus the nerve blocker that they gave me for my face,
Like it lasts for a long time.
Oh, right.
So I
you
couldn't feel. I didn't really need it. They told me to take them just in case. They was like, take them in the morning so you don't feel nothing, and then take them before you go to like bed. And I was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
and then I just started smoking. I just like would take like an edible or something to deal with the pain if it started hurting.
I remember you posted a picture from after the accident.
Yeah,
bro. You look like Kanye, bro, after his accident. This shit was just swollen. Yeah. I was like, God damn.
Dude, that shit, I was out of commission.
What year did that happen?
It happened at the beginning of 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic. Because remember, the whole city shut down.
So I met you after that. Yeah. I met you. I think it was fuck, what was it? It was at a show at Joey Bat's. It was like outside, an outdoor show.
It was you and the dude with the ponytail. You know what I'm talking about. Fucking, you know what I'm talking about.
With the ponytail.
No, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to take that part out. The one that got in trouble. You know what I'm talking about.
Got in trouble for what?
Shooting somebody. On the train.
Oh, Leo.
Yeah. It was you, Leo, and one other comic. Yeah.
Oh, you should have said the teardrop tattoos. I would have known right away. I was like,
oh, shit. Yeah. No, I just think about a ponytail. I was just like, ponytail. Yeah. It was you and him. I was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? But that was all that was to do, is just do these outside shows. So I was doing them. I was doing those.
So that was after. Shows. How long after was the accident from that time?
My accident. Let me see. I think it happened in like September. So when did the pandemic start? Pandemic started
2020 of May. No, March of. It was already around February, but everything shut down in March.
Okay. So in September, that's when the accident happened. So when comedy clubs started doing like outside shows, I had a scooter, and I would just ride that scooter to all these outside shows. I'll take that fucking scooter into the city to, what's that shit? Battery Park, because Stand Up New York used to do shows there. All that shit. And I remember I had this scooter for like a month, and everybody who see me, they was like, yo, you're too big for that shit. Like that scooter, because the bar would like come like to my waist.
It's like down by above your knees.
Like, yeah, but I didn't feel like driving because all the parking spots around here, like nobody's leaving.
Yeah,
nobody's leaving. So I'm like, I'm not going to move this car.
No traffic back then. That shit was amazing.
So, dude, I got the scooter and I was having fun. And then one night when I was leaving the stand, it was like 12 o'clock. I was going over the 59th Street Bridge. Ooh. And I loved going down that bridge because that shit is just like steep, right? And you hit like 20. And then with the 20 and then the velocity going down, it's just like you can kind of
60.
You can just be like in the wind with it. And I like that. And I was having fun. And that shit did like a twist. It was like hoop hoop. Like, you know, you lose control of it. It did like a twist. And I gripped up on the handlebar. And that shit just went blink. Like I grabbed it too fucking tight. And
you ripped off the handlebar?
I broke off the handlebar.
That's like a fucking cartoon.
Yo.
Now it just turned into a skateboard after that point.
Dude, because the handlebar itself, like the scooter was kind of fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would like always have to twist the handlebar in. Like if I rode it for a couple of blocks on a bumpy street, it'll like untwist and then I have to like twist it up again, or I have to like pull over to the side and get like an Allen key and like tighten everything up. Dude, that shit snapped. I went fucking flying, and just I didn't even feel the impact. I just remember landing, fucking just being like, all right, I'm like laying there for a while. Some dude pulls up, he's like, yo, you all right? I watched the whole shit, man. I seen the whole thing. You good? You good? You good? And like he like wouldn't leave me alone. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And then he grabbed my hand. And he was like, let me see. I can't leave until I know you good. And then he moved my hand from my face. And then he was like, yeah, you look fine. And then I was like, my shit was closed. And I went home. By the time I got home, my whole face was like poking out here. And then my wife was like, yo, I think we need to go to the hospital. By the time we got to the hospital and got seen, my shit was just like, like closed and everything. Yeah. And they was like, yeah, we're going to have to do surgery.
What'd you break?
I broke my orbital socket and my zymatic arch.
I don't know what that is.
So your orbital socket is this right here. Yeah. So, yeah. And then
I see the scar.
Yeah. Well, my scar is up here.
Yeah.
And then the zymatic arch is like right
Oh,
here,
so you had
like,
jaw
by the
problems.
Yeah, I got TMJ because of that shit.
Yeah.
So if I chew gum too much, I get this sharp pain. That
You should have a
goes
lock
through.
and you just move your jaw and you hear pop, cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't locked. Don't jinx me. But
Not
my jaw
locked, but
has a
like you
lock,
just you get that pop sometimes where you feel it's like a little, it's a little rusty and you just move it one way and then you just hear cut, like you just like cracked your knuckles.
Yeah, I hated that shit.
I get that shit sometimes. I got that TMJ shit too.
Dude, I fucking hate it. Even chewing gum, that shit just make my fucking face just like.
Yeah, it be a headache sometimes from that shit, man. I'm like, I'm getting fucking old, man.
Dude, I got metal in my face and everything.
Oh yeah, bro.
I got like metal little mesh.
You like the Black Magneto and shit.
Dude,
you
don't let Magneto come around. He fucking rip that shit out my face.
You go to MRI, you can't do an MRI and shit.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because you got metal in your face.
Yeah.
it's just a magnet going around. That shit
That
rip it
shit'll
off.
just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucked, bro. If you ever got something wrong with your head, now we're just gonna have to find
Dude,
out.
I gotta be safe now, man. I'm a dork. I wear a helmet and shit.
Oh, I would always.
You see me pull up on my bike? Yeah. Nobody even knows I drive. They'll be like, "Oh, you drive? I thought you just rode your e-bike." I'll fucking pull out fucking little helmet.
Even when you're in the car, you get the helmet on. It's like I can't get another concussion. I wish I would have been around my whole life with a helmet, man, because I got so many concussions growing up.
Yeah.
And then I got hit in the head with a bat during a fight once when I was just like
You
my
told
late
me that.
teens. And then I got a concussion at work last year.
Because something fell on your head.
Something fell on my head. So I'm like, I wish I had a helmet through my whole life. I'd probably be a little bit smarter.
Dude, I just wish I sue more people.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to end up suing my job if they don't give me what the fuck I asked for. That's
you want me to
soon.
take this out of the podcast?
Nah, fuck them. I want them to know I'm going to sue the shit out of them, bro, if they try to play me. I got a lot of pain and suffering from that concussion.
Yo, he coming for you.
I'm just not going to say the name.
Okay. He's coming for you. We got lawyers on the case.
I'll just say it's not going to be Tracy Morgan money, but it'll be something.
What would you settle for?
Dude, I mean, if they gave me $10,000, I'd be like,
Get the fuck out of here. 10 grand, that's not enough for anything.
They trying to give me nothing.
Nah, you got to go higher. You got a lawyer?
Yeah, I got a lawyer.
And your lawyer is letting you.
But I fucked up because I did DoorDash during that time I was on workers' comp. But I was just like doing like a day or two just to have a little pocket money.
Yeah.
Because whatever they was giving me was going straight to bills. And it wasn't enough. So I was just like, yo, I need something to keep, I got credit card shit I got to pay. So I just started doing it like here and there. But I told them I did.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was honest. I was like, yo, I didn't know I couldn't do it. Like I Googled, disability, but they're like, yo, workers' comp is different. So I was like, oh, okay. But I'm like, how y'all expect me to survive off of this
you
shit?
ain't doing nothing but driving the food to the thing. Like, it ain't the same. It ain't really manual labor.
It's not.
Yeah.
I wasn't lifting because I could, if I saw something like
You're an escort. You're an escort service for food.
Dude, I be dropping off Plan B pills sometimes.
You get to look in.
Well, because you got to shop.
Oh, yeah.
You got to go to CVS, Walgreens, or some shit. That's the craziest shit ever, man. When I found out you could order Plan B on DoorDash, I'm like, we in the future now.
You ever write a little note on it? It was like,
Dude, one time, the first time I had to do it, I was like, yo, it was like, it was a lot of colleges. Like it's going to this college, Stony Brook in Long Island. And that was like the first, like I get a lot of orders to there. And you could tell because it'd be like a $20 tip.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess they don't want you to judge. But the first one I got, I go to pick it up. And I was just like, what the fuck? This is like, they want me to drive, I'm driving a mile and a half and making $25. I go to the store, it just says, what's that shit called? Afterer or some shit.
Yeah.
And you got to go to the back, pay for it. And then when I get to the spot, there's like a whole birthday party going on. A kid's birthday party. I'm like, shit, I'm too late. Fuck, I got here too late. Sorry. Nah, but I didn't want to see nobody. And I'm like, it's one to like the orders, I'm just supposed to leave it in front of the door.
Yeah.
But like while I'm walking up, these two Mexicans is coming out of a van with a fucking DJ set.
Yeah.
Like a big ass turntable. And they start asking me, they're like, oh, you got a delivery? I'm like, we'll go get them. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. Yeah. And then the little girl comes out. I'm like, she had to be like probably like 17. And I'm just like, oh, I'm like, she's wilding, bro. I'm just like, I put it there. And I was like, it was the weirdest shit ever.
God damn, she had a secret at that party.
Yeah, because usually when you go to the college, it's the dudes that come out and get it. And then
that's a gentleman.
Yeah, of course.
You ever went to go get a girl Plan B?
No.
No.
I think
I always
had
felt like
one.
that was for them to deal with, and you just wait for the text.
I think I still have a Plan B that I stole from DoorDash, because I went to go deliver it, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm at the college, and I was sitting there for like 20 minutes, and it was like they say like to hand it to them, and I'm calling them. Like at one point they pick up and hung up.
Yeah.
I'm texting them. I'm like, yo, I'm outside. And then after 20 minutes, I'm like, yo, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
So I just said, order complete.
Yeah.
And then just left with the shit in my car. They gave me a strike against my account, but that goes away after like 100 orders.
Okay. What did they say? What was the complaint that you stole from them?
Yeah, they said that like it was never delivered, and like because they called like after I was like after like 10 minutes after me already leaving.
Yeah.
Like I was already gone and doing other orders, and they called like, hey, where's my package?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I gave it. I'm like, the guy in a gray hoodie came and picked it up.
Making up shit.
They're like, I never got it. I don't know who nobody in the gray hoodie was wearing. I was like, yo, they came to the car, they said the name, and I gave it to them. And then like, oh, why didn't you leave it with the mail person? And I was like, the fuck? I
like,
see
you
no
didn't
mail
tell me
person. You
that.
didn't tell me that. And I don't want to be like, I was waiting there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But then next thing I know, when I get off the app, it just said account violation. If you get one more, you're in the next 100 orders, your shit gets shut down.
Oh shit.
But like I never did it. But I just kept it in my car.
So you got the Plan B in your car just in case.
Never used it. And then
do they expire?
I think so. But the one time I was gonna use it, the girl didn't want to wait for me to come back to the city. So I was just like, yo, just ordering on DoorDash.
Yeah.
And then later on we got to an argument. She's like, you wasn't even man enough to offer me money for it. I'm like, yo, you leave it up to me, $50 to take the chance. I'm like, let's take the chance. I'm like, all right. You don't know if she's gonna get pregnant. You pay that $50 and then she wasn't gonna get pregnant either way.
But but $50 guarantees she doesn't get pregnant.
Sometimes it doesn't even guarantee, because if this is the shit about Plan B pills. If she was in her fertile state, it's less likely to work. So that's the part you need it for.
Oh.
So Plan B is a fucking scam.
I didn't know that.
They just fucking with women's reproductive systems, just like abortions and all like the abortion pills. They trying to fertilize women slowly. That's what Planned Parenthood is, all eugenics.
Yeah.
The lady who started it, right? She was like, a lot of feminists love her, but they're like, yeah, she's great. She did a lot for the feminist movement. I don't agree with all her politics, because she was just like,
what was some of her politics?
She wanted to fertilize minorities and black. Yeah. Like there was like,
what do you mean fertile?
Sterilize. Sorry.
Oh,
she wanted to sterilize black people.
Yeah.
Like Planned Parenthood was started to basically slowly wipe out black people, but then white people started getting abortions. And they're like, now we got to change shit up.
Yeah.
Because it was mostly white people getting abortions. It's like white girls that's just, kind of loose.
Yeah.
And because minorities usually keep it. Yeah. Minorities usually keep the kids. Like it's a lot of teenage girls are like minorities that get pregnant. And because they don't have $500, they don't have the $500. But there's these white girls that's, like, oh man, I got cheerleading competition coming up, and it's like they'll get the abortion. Whether the parents pay for it or the boyfriend, but it's more white people getting abortions. And then they're like, oh shit, we got to slow this down. And that's why they started changing the laws, because it was mostly white people.
I didn't know that, man. Yo, I learned a lot today.
Yeah.
Yo, I appreciate you coming on. You had a good time.
Yo, thank you for having me. I had a great time, bro. I lost track of time.
Yo, we was just an hour and 20 minutes, man. I appreciate it. Make sure that y'all go watch and listen to On the Gate podcast with Gio Perez and Derek Drescher. And make sure y'all keep listening to my shit, nigga.
Oh, can I do plugs real quick?
Yeah, do your
plug run. Subscribe to our YouTube, On the Gate Podcast. Subscribe to gasdigital.com and use promo code OTG. You get a free week. You got podcasts like Godfrey on it, Michael Bisping, Bisping,
yeah,
the UFC fight. I learned how to really say his name last night. I've been saying Bingsby.
I thought it was Bisping.
Bisping. Yeah, but I've been saying Bisbing.
Bisbing.
That's
too many. You enunciating it way too much.
Yeah, dude, I'm dyslexic, so the way I say shit is retarded.
Are you really dyslexic?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
See,
dude,
now we about to have
shit.
another, because I don't believe
Nah, bro,
shit.
like sometimes in my head, Like even when I'm reading, like I'll read shit backwards sometimes, or I'll see a word and I'm like, yo, I swore I saw this word.
Okay.
And then I go look back at it and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And that's why like when you ever see those textings where the first letter and the end of the letter is right, but then the middle ones are all jumbled.
Yeah.
I could still read that because I know I just look at the first and the last letter.
Yeah. That's dyslexia though?
Yeah, dyslexia is you kind of see backwards. Sometimes I'll read the same line over and over again.
Okay, see, I always thought that dyslexia meant like the words were like all scrambled and jumbled and shit. I didn't know it was backwards.
Yeah, there's spectrums to dyslexia.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sometimes I could be dyslexic with numbers.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'll be on point where I see a number and for some reason I remembered it. But sometimes I look at a number and my brain will automatically switch it and I'll be like 9831. That's the number 2 I remember. But it'll be like 9834. And I'm putting it in and I gotta look back. I was like, oh shit, it was a 1.
When did you discover you were dyslexic? When you were a kid?
Probably like a couple years ago.
As an adult?
As an adult, yeah.
Nah, reading hard. As an adult, you had to
I didn't
read
like
out
reading
loud?
as a kid. I didn't like reading as a kid.
Yeah?
I get headaches and shit. I get tired quick. Because
that's
it's
ADD.
work. I got that too.
Yeah.
Because I'll be reading and then I'll get like 3 pages. I was like, was I just daydreaming and my brain was just looking at the words? And then I got to go back and I'm like, oh, dude, I remember some of this. And then other shit was like, oh, I passed through all of this.
See, I do that, but I always was taught that that's just my ADD. Because your ADD makes you feel like you know what it says and it makes you think that you're predicting it so you can just skip through shit.
Probably.
Like
but I'll just be thinking about, I'll be daydreaming. Like, I'll be daydreaming. On the way here, I was just stuck in my own little world while I'm driving. And it's not like I'm like veering off the road or anything. Like I'm paying attention, but my brain is somewhere else. And like sometimes I'll be listening to a podcast. I was like, yo, I haven't paid attention to anything that was said for 20 minutes because I'm thinking about some fucking a joke that bombed. And I'm like, hey, you know what I could have changed about it? And just imagining myself do that joke. Yeah. Pretending, you know what I mean?
I go through that shit, but I never thought it was dyslexia or anything.
Yeah, but I see words fucked up sometimes.
Yeah.
I see a word and I'm like, oh shit. I was like, that's finance? I thought it said fiance. Like, for real. Like
but that's a lot of comics also say they have dyslexia. So that's why I asked you. Because, you know, sometimes comics will say they have things or so they can have something to talk about on stage.
Nah, I really got that.
Yeah.
I'm really retarded, bro. I swear to God, I really am.
I think retarded comics are the best.
Yeah.
Man.
Because my brain thinks differently because since a kid, I don't know, I just always, you know, like when they post something to like wrong answers only.
Yeah.
I like wrong answers only because I know the right answer.
Yeah.
But that's boring.
Yeah.
So I like, my brain likes to go other places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that helps with comedy, but then it doesn't help with people sometimes.
And how so though? What do you mean? Like,
because I'll say
paying attention to people.
Yeah, I have trouble sometimes. Like with you, yeah, like this few people, I'm like, yeah, y'all easy to talk to. Yeah. Like that girl Sienna, Derek, Drescher, you. But then some people, like, I'll start talking to them, and I'm like, I don't want to have a normal conversation right now. I want to veer this somewhere else. Yeah. Or like sometimes my brain would just be thinking like, what if I just punch them in the face right now?
Yo, I be thinking that shit.
They're having a serious conversation.
I just want to fucking karate chop.
Like I don't want to hit them. Like I don't want to hit them. They're not pissing me off. But I was like, yo, they're talking right now. I'm like, I just want to know how they would react. You know what I mean? Like if I just, because I know that's not what I want to happen. But I'm like, what would they react? Or if I just like, you know what I mean? Just kind of push them the fuck away from me. Just do something impulsive that like people are not expecting. Yeah. And then sometimes I just can't pay attention to what they're saying. Yeah. Or like they'll say something and then it triggers a thought in my head and I start thinking about that and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't been paying attention to anything they just said.
So, but what is that? Is that because I do the? All right, I have that. I still do that. I will talk to somebody for an hour and be in and out, and then I got to do this mental game where instead of asking them what they're talking about and stopping them, I'll just start listening really intensely and see if they give me context clues. Yeah. Then repeat, then kind of reiterate what they said, and they go exactly, and I'm like, all right, I caught up.
Sometimes I'll lose it, and I'm like, fuck, what were we talking about? And I gotta be. I don't know, man. See, the thing about AI is change the subject or just try to go off of one word they said and be like, let me move on. Let me try to add on to something with that. But yeah, it's hard with podcasts. That's why I feel like I couldn't do like a solo podcast because my brain will go on so many different tangents that I was just like, all right, what the fuck was my point?
But it may work though.
Yeah.
Like doing a solo podcast may work because your brain goes on these solo. Like
I'm going to do it eventually.
Yeah.
I might do it eventually because I realize I can talk. I used to do it on Instagram Live because when I started comedy, I would see Godfrey always on live.
No.
And then I was
like late at night.
Late at night, yeah. So I'll be home and I just see Godfrey went on and he'll be chilling at the cellar.
Yeah.
So he'll be showing comics. He'll be talking shit, dropping jewels. You ask questions. He'll interact with you. I remember he put me on live once and then he was just like I started telling about my past and how I got into comedy. And I got like a bunch of followers from that. People that still fuck with me to this day. They're like fans of the podcast. And then after that, I'm like, yo, I'm going to start doing this shit. Like just get on there. And sometimes Godfrey will just kind of like start talking to somebody else, or he'll just be like zoning out and like reading the comments. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna train myself to just talk about whatever comes to my head.
And then how'd that work out for you?
It worked out because at first it'd be like nobody, but I'm still gonna keep talking in case somebody comes in. It's almost like the comic strip. Oh, I should have never said that. Like,
I mean, look,
it's
the
like, yo,
strip got people on the weekends.
Nobody's in the room, but like, yo, but you still got to do your set in case somebody walks in.
Yeah.
So I had that mentality, and eventually people would just start coming in.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn this into a podcast. And I started interviewing comics after a while, but I would still try to do a live every night.
Yeah.
And then I felt like that helped me a little bit.
Man.
And I did that. And I realized I'm like, damn, yo, I suck as an interviewer.
Yeah.
Like I forget to ask questions. I start talking about myself the whole time. And I did it like while I was in Alabama, and I would just like interview comics that I met at shows. I'm like, oh, I like this
Wait,
person.
when did you go back to Alabama?
Well, I lived out there from 2016 to 2019. And that's why I started comedy. I started comedy in 2018. So like the last year I lived down there, I did comedy, and then I was like, what the fuck am I doing now? Let me move back to New York.
Okay.
This is where the comedy's at.
Yeah.
You know, but while I was out there, I was like, yo, I couldn't get up that much. So I'm like, I still want to do something comedy related. So I was like, oh, I could do this as a podcast. I don't need equipment. I could just do it on my phone.
Yeah.
And like people would tune in. Like people just like watch, and then sometimes there'll be like 40 people watching. Sometimes like if they had a bunch of followers, you just see like 300 people in there. And then next thing you know, they following me and like, oh, I like what you're doing. And then when I moved to New York, I was getting up so much at mics. I was like, oh shit, I could do like 5 mics a night that I just stopped doing it. And then when the pandemic hit, I did it again. And then like I had met a few comics. So I got like Mark Norman on. I got Sama Siddiqui. Just like a bunch of people that I was just doing, like that I was just seeing out there. And then I was getting a good response. But then again, once shit started opening up, I'm like,
you go back to what you love.
Yeah. But that was kind of like the precursor of what this podcast was. Yeah. Because after I stopped doing it, I'm like, I want to do an actual podcast. Yeah. Like, and I just had it in my mind, but I'm like, yo, like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. And then when I met Derek Drescher, we would talk about jail shit all the time. And it just hit. The first time we had a long conversation, I'm like, oh, this is it. Yeah. I'm like, because I can't talk about with nobody. Like, most comics is just me telling them my story. Yeah. And they're just like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah. But like with Derek, he's telling me shit he did. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. We had almost similar situations. And then I'm like, yo, let's turn this shit into a podcast. And then I think I had brought it up to the booker, The Stand. And then he's like, yo, there's a market for that shit. And then I just worked it out and then like found the studio, started recording. And that was like almost 3 years ago. Yeah. That was like 2022.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yo, remind people where they can listen to this podcast.
On the Gate Podcast. It's on Gas Digital. Follow us on Instagram, Gio Perez 86, and at Derek Drescher, DRESCHER. And yeah, Gas Digital, you get a free week by using the promo code on the Gate. Just apply that at the coupon section, and you get a free week.
Boom. And you know, with my podcast, you don't need any codes because we don't have any more content besides this one. So make sure you share it. Make sure you comment and interact. And I will see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Peace.